Welcome to the Rob Bro Show. I am Rob Bro. I am the host. You are the co-host. You can co-host today by commenting below on the Starting Line chat line. The Starting Line chat line, sponsored by Starting Line Counseling. You can go to startinglinecounseling.com today for a free 15-minute session and see about getting some counseling there at Starting Line. Chase, a two-time graduate at Texas Tech, longtime Red Raider, 10 years of experience in the counseling business, startinglinecounseling.com. We're also here in the Diversified Lenders studio. Take your accounts receivable, turn them into cash at Diversified Lenders Studios. A couple of things to talk about today. It'll be short power ranking Wednesday. We'll power rank the Major League Baseball teams. The Texas Rangers on a tear still. Lost one, but have won way more than they've lost in August. They've won as many games as they did in July already, and they still have like 14 games left in August, 13, 12, whatever it is. They are doing very well. I do think the Texas Rangers may be creeping back up into some hot streaks, some in the mixes, but the Braves, the Orioles, still ahead of them. The Braves, the Orioles, the Rays. The Rays maybe slipping. We'll talk about it. We'll also talk about SMU and TCU. Nelly, I did not wake up today thinking we were going to talk about Nelly the Great. We will. We'll talk about him over and over again. He'll be at the Big 12 Championship. And is Texas Tech a dark horse? Is they? Are they? I don't know, but it keeps being said, so we'll talk about it a little bit today. All right, let's start with SMU and TCU. TCU has, quote, put on pause the Iron Skillet rivalry. It's 102 years old. In the last 10 years, TCU is 8-2. In the 10 years before that, TCU was 8-2. Now, these are some competitive games. It's not like they just get dog stomped every single year. And SMU does win every once in a while. But if the rumored 10-game conference schedule is going to happen in the Big 12, and I say rumored heavily because I don't know that it will happen, but if the conference does go to 10 games and you get that 10th conference game on a streaming platform, and then you have two options for non-con games, do you really want to tie yourself to one school every single year? But the rivalries, they're only 35 minutes apart. The regional rivalries were killing college football. Would you rather see TCU play Ohio State or SMU? Any TCU fan, maybe not any, a lot of TCU fans would rather play Ohio State. Would you rather see Texas Tech play Arkansas and Oregon and Mississippi State over the next 10 years, or play, I don't want to say it, play Texas every year? Maybe that's a little different because SMU is not Texas. SMU is a lesser brand. SMU is in the AAC. SMU, for all intents and purposes, does not matter. Wouldn't you rather see TCU play a Power 5 game every year? That's what I'm getting at. Akin to this would be Texas Tech playing Texas. The problem here is Texas Tech doesn't have anybody like this. It's not like they've played UTEP for 100 years. They haven't played UTSA for 100 years. Now, I agree that of all the regional rivalries, the Iron Skillet is one that is going to die by conference realignment, and I don't really feel bad about that. Again, in the last 20 years, TCU is 16-4. Maybe it's maybe it's me, the anti-TCU guy, saying, why are we letting them get a free win every year on the schedule? Why are we letting them play down every year a team that they always beat? I don't know. But waking up today, I don't feel nearly as bad about the iron skillet going away as I do some of these big, huge conference movements. And this is a decision by TCU, by the way, to pause the rivalry. Their choice. This isn't conference realignment. This is their choice. Well, the regional rival, again, maybe it is because I'm a Texas Tech fan and we don't have true regional rivalries because we're out in the middle of nowhere. We don't have anybody 35 miles away. If the University of New Mexico was 35 miles away, would we play them every year? You don't even have another college, another Division I college, or anyone that plays football within 30 minutes. What, are we playing ACU every year? Is that the closest school that plays this level of football? You're going to play them once. And again, I would say SMU, ACU not on the same level. ACU certainly getting to SMU's level just based on they play Division I football. But maybe this idea of regional athletics just does not sit the same with me because I'm a Texas Tech fan. And Texas Tech just really doesn't have, like when we talk about regional rivalries, it's the border conference getting back together. It's Oklahoma State, who is in Stillwater, a state away. It's Baylor, who's 4 hours away in Waco. It's Austin, 6 hours away. That's 3 states away sometimes with other. You're not in North Carolina, where you have 6 regional rivalries in the same state, and you can just go play them, and you're all within 8 miles of each other. It's not West Virginia and Pitt. They got broken up in the Big East. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Texas Tech fan in me that could care less about some of these regional rivalries just because they're regional. Now, some of them are massive and hate-filled and fill out stadiums, but SMU is just not a program that does that. Maybe it's better for TCU to go play other teams. If this was to the level of the backyard brawl and both schools sold out and it was a huge atmosphere, I just don't feel that on the Iron Skillet. Maybe I'm wrong. You can comment below if I'm wrong here on the starting line chat line. How wrong am I about the Iron Skillet? Because I really just don't care. I don't care about it. Up next, Nelly at the Big 12 Championship. He's going to perform at halftime in a Super Bowl-esque halftime performance. This isn't a swing and a miss because I love Nelly. I think it'll be a good atmosphere. He'll put on a fine show. But for the conference commissioner that came in and said younger, hipper, cooler, I don't know that Nelly strikes me as the younger, the hipper, or the cooler part of it. Maybe the cooler part. Nelly's pretty damn cool. But he's certainly not younger. He was popular when I was in junior high. I don't know what is hip anymore, but I don't think that Nelly is. Maybe he's making a comeback. But younger, hipper, cooler just doesn't seem to be defined by Nelly. Country Grammar, great album. Grills, got my mouth looking like a disco ball. Great song. Paul Wall. But I don't know that he strikes all the numbers as younger, hipper, cooler, which is what the Big 12 is trying to do. Now, do I love that they're doing a show? Yeah, sure. Seems great. Do I like the aspect of doing a halftime show at the Big 12 Championship and making it more of an event? Yes. Would I have pegged Nelly as the younger, hipper, cooler option? No, I wouldn't have. And maybe Post Malone was too expensive. But it feels, again, not a swing and a miss, but maybe like a foul ball. The at-bat is still alive, but you might have foul tipped this one with Nelly. All right, the two more things to talk about. We'll do power ranking on a power ranking Wednesday. It used to be Thursday on the radio show. Here it's Wednesday here. Power ranking Wednesday, the Texas Rangers, I think, are back at 3. I would go Braves, Baltimore, Orioles, Atlanta Braves, Baltimore Orioles, Texas Rangers at 3rd. They are 72 after 2 with the Angels. Let me double check. The Orioles 74-46, the Rays 70-50, the Braves 77-42, the Rangers 72-48. And again, this isn't just what your record is today. The Rangers are 8-2 in their last 10. With a couple of sweeps and the potential to have another sweep here with the Angels, they're now 3.5 games in front of the Astros. The Astros are really hot and can't gain ground because the Rangers are even hotter. The Rays, I would put at 4th. Who's at 5th? The Astros. The Astros are really hot. Maybe the Dodgers up in the top 5. Either way, the Astros are hot. The Rangers are hotter. And they've kept that gap. The last time the Texas Rangers and the Astros played, the Astros won. Put them at tied in the division. Since then, the Rangers a 3.5 game lead. All right, let's talk about if the Texas Tech Red Raiders are a dark horse. They were 4th in the preseason poll with 4 first-place votes, 3rd most in the Big 12 Conference, only behind Texas and Kansas State. Texas had like 41, Kansas State had 14, and then Oklahoma also had 4 first-place votes. Texas Tech, so technically tied for 3rd. Does that sound like a dark horse? Kansas State last year, I feel like Texas Tech is equal to or beside. Okay, but you have national media members, including Brett McMurphy, who have you at 11th preseason. Stuart Bandel, who said he was on the front of the hype bus. Zach Barnett, who says, from footballscoop.com, who says, in my life, I've never seen a less dark horse than 2023 Texas Tech. They're so dark, they're glowing. Somebody commented on that post, it was literally Kansas State last year, and I agree, Kansas State. Can you call them a dark horse if everyone's saying they're a dark horse? Aren't they just one of the favorites? And I understand they're probably 4th out of 4 in the favorites category. But if you have this much hype, are you a dark horse? Now, maybe a dark horse is just hype, and that's what people think Texas Tech is. But let me give you some clues here on why Texas Tech could be legit. This is just one clue. And this is what I want to focus on today. There's only one team in the Big 12 with more seniors than Texas Tech, and that is UCF. They've got 43 seniors on the roster. Texas Tech has 30. But that includes 15 super seniors. The quarterback, lots on the offensive line, senior. The whole secondary, defensive lineman, the interior defensive line. both your safeties, both your interior defensive line, your middle linebacker, old. You've built this defense up the middle. The offensive line, finally, veteran heavy. Super senior galore. You have a 7th-year senior in Cole Spencer starting at left guard. Caleb Rogers, as much as he struggled in his career, has started 1 billion games at Texas Tech. Dennis Wilburn is moving back to a more natural position at right guard. Could be even better this year. One of your better offensive linemen last year. Was really good by the end of the season. Rusty Stats, senior, transferring here for his final year of eligibility. You are finally old in all the right places. You know who you look like age-wise, super senior-wise? Kansas State. That's why people are picking you. To be a Big 12 champion. That's why you're in the dark horse seat. You're old. You're experienced. You're grizzled. You're veterans. With a lot of young talent like Joseph Adedire, who's going to be a sophomore, who played a bunch as a true freshman, like Duran Bradley. Like Cameron Valdez. You've got the talent influx. You've got the age. Texas Tech, in my opinion, not a dark horse. They're a favorite. And if they're not a favorite to win the whole thing, they're a favorite to compete. Competing is the first step. All right, that was the Rob Bro Show for today. Could go longer on the dark horse stuff, but I want to save some for next week. We are so close. We are so close, guys, to college football season starting. I think it starts on the 26th. It is the 16th. There's got to be college football sooner than that. Maybe on the 24th. Does it start on the 24th? I'm going to have to look again. But we are so close. We really are. Next week is 0 week. We've got high school scrimmages this week. We've got high school football legitimately next week. I'll be in El Paso next Friday talking about the Lubbock. I don't know why I said it like that. Lubbock High Westerners on the radio for the Lubbock High Westerners. And then the week after that, we'll be in Wyoming. We're here. All right. I've been Rob Bro. Be Rob Bro. We'll see you then.